Exactly a year ago, a new compilation starring Sonic's most beloved titles was released. But it wasn't just any Sonic collection, oh no, this one featured the Taxman remasters by none other than Sonic Mania head Christian Whitehead. I covered this game after it came out, and I thought while it was awesome that we finally got what I consider the definitive way to play these games, well, debatable for Sonic 3 and Knuckles as there's also Sonic 3 Air, but there were some things that I felt held this collection back. Now if you want to know what those issues are, you can go ahead and check back on my review. Several months after the game came out, Sega announces Sonic Origins Plus. New to Sonic Origins Plus is the addition of Amy Rose as a playable character in all 4 of the Genesis titles, Knuckles as a playable character in Sonic CD, and all 12 of Sonic's Game Gear titles. Now as a physical owner of video games, the catch for me was that Sonic Origins was digital only. And when Sonic Origins Plus came out, I decided to shell out the full $40. And I definitely don't regret it, but so for context, you're only given access to play Sonic Origins as it was released in 2022. So you'll need to use the download code to go online to enter the code to access the Plus content. Simple enough, but Sega, do you see the lack of logic here? Amy plays similar to Sonic, but with her own special moves. If you press the jump button twice while she's in the air, she'll swing her hammer around, briefly protecting her from enemies. Similar to Sonic's Insta-Shield, except it lasts longer. She also has her own version of the drop dash where she plows through with her hammer. This works wonders for dashing through enemies and breaking through walls. Truth be told, I think this is the best Amy has ever played in a 2D game. She looks and plays exactly the same across all 4 Genesis games, so there's no differences whatsoever. Well, aside from the crappy spin dash in Sonic CD. The other addition of Plus is the ability to play as Knuckles in Sonic CD. Adding the Red Echidna to the game definitely gives CD more replay value, even if the experience is pretty much the same as the other characters. Well, with his ability to climb walls, it makes it easier to reach higher areas. And finally, there's the addition of all 12 of the Hedgehog's Sega Game Gear titles. Not the first time, as Sonic Adventure DX for the Nintendo GameCube did it 20 years ago, but it's nice to see these titles on modern platforms. And it makes the collection more worthwhile than just being given the 4 main series Genesis titles, despite them being the most beloved in Sonic's history. That being said, the quality of these titles may not hold your attention. A majority of these titles suffer from frame drops, massive slowdown, and inferior sound quality. Considering that these games were also released on the Sega Master System where they had wider screen support, I feel that it was a missed opportunity in featuring those versions of the game in this collection, speaking as someone who hasn't grown up with a Sega Master System. The Game Gear versions suffer from screen crunch, which may hamper your experience. But on the bright side, we have everyone's favorite game in the series, Sonic Labyrinth. Sonic Origins Plus definitely has some brand spanking new content that the original was lacking in. Content such as playable Amy and new illustrations is something to admire here. But given Sonic's rich history, I feel like they could have added a lot more games. 3D Blast, Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine were all in Sonic's previous compilations. Why are they missing here? And why can't we still get Knuckles Chaotix? And the fact that Sega released this compilation digitally just to put it out physically the following year kinda makes me a bit irked as a physical collector. And even with the new content, I still feel like the compilation is a mixed bag overall. Sega's not gonna get me by the balls this time. I'm completely done with Sonic. You hear me? Done! I have a problem.